Welcome to the channel, guys. Before we get started today, want to do a giveaway, kind of just start off the channel with a bang. So we're going to be giving away this Switch, but first we're going to do some work to it, of course. And it comes with a 12-month family membership and a $20 gift card to eShop in the case. So in order to enter, all you have to do is like and subscribe to the video. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we are going to do this giveaway. So just head over to the Instagram page. It'll be in the link below. And just, if you want to follow that, you can do that as well. Greatly appreciated. And just send a screenshot that you've subscribed to this channel, and then leave your username, your YouTube username, in the message, and I'll add you to the list. And if we only get like 20 people who do it, and I still have 1,000 subscribers, it's gonna be at 20 people. So if you want to get in, make sure you do that, guys. So let's get to the video. All right, guys. So first things first, I actually deleted the footage that I originally had of this. So I put the original shell back on, and we're gonna do it again. So first thing we're gonna do, there's these 4 screws that we're going to take off. They are tri-wing screws. This case that I got is from Extreme Rate. It comes with some tools in it. You can use those. I have my own, so I'm just going to use the ones that I have. You do want to be careful. You don't want to strip your screws, so a little bit of pressure, just make sure they turn. Don't be too rough with it. They are small. So we take those 4 out. Then we're going to be using the Phillips. There's 2 on the sides. We're going to be taking out the middle of the 5. My screwdriver is magnetic, so it's pretty easy to take these off for me. I don't think that the one that comes with the kit is magnetic, so just be careful when you're taking out your screws that they may fly out. Good thing is that they actually give you screws, but regardless, I wouldn't try to lose your originals. So then after that, you have another 3 screws that are, we just took out a screw that was under the kickstand, and after that there are 3 more screws. There's 1 here, and there's going to be 2 by the charging port. These are not magnetic, so regardless, these will fall out. Alright, and then for the most part it'll just come out pretty easy. I just kind of like to put a little fingernail through here or something and kind of pull on it. There's probably going to be a little bit of tension here. Could be just the game case maybe. And then it kind of wiggle it out. And that'll pop off. So I'm going to put this aside because we don't need it right now. So in your kit you will get, again, since I've already done this, you'll get 2 little vent things, dust protection, and you'll get these 2, I'm not really sure what they are, but you get those and you put those on. These are stickers. Pretty much you just peel one side off and align it, put them in there. Once it just covers the hole, you're fine. And then we're going to take some parts off of this one and put onto this one. So and they go the exact same way that you take it off, actually. So there is 1 screw here. there are 2 screws here, and then we have 1 tri-wing that we're gonna have to take off there. So first we'll just take off this one. Actually, let's just put it on right away. That's on there. We take out the other 2. And then you're gonna have to make sure you take your kickstand off of the little clip that it's on, and then it's gonna slide out. And then that's all we need from here. So then we're gonna take our tri-wing and take that off. There is a little portion that it slides into this bracket. Once you get that in, put that tri-wing back. Slide that into your new one. Just make sure the holes line up, it'll fit. Then take your other 2 screws, they're Phillips. Now you don't want to strip these, so all these little things that get screwed into, they are just plastic. So once you get a nice little tug on there, it doesn't have to be, you know, Hercules or anything, but once you get that in there, just turn it. Once it's nice and snug, then you're good. So now we are pretty much done with this, and it's just a matter of putting everything back together right now. So put that on there. I'm gonna start with the 4 screws, the tri-wings. Next, I'm going to do the 2 side ones. Everything should be aligned now. And then we have those last 3 ones, which are not magnetic. And it's the same thing with these. They just go into plastic, so you can strip them out pretty much. So once they're nice and snug, you are good. And the last one I'm going to put on is this one by the SD card. And that's it, guys. Alright, let's get to the Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons are the fun one. So, guess we'll start with the left Joy-Con. Got 3 parts to it. There's a bunch of screws inside. Small parts, but we'll get through it. So again, it is 4 tri-wings. Now when you open this, you want to be very careful because there is a ribbon there. Just kind of use your nail to probably go around it. The ribbon cable is going to be on this side, so you can open from the opposite side. Again, you want to be careful. There's that ribbon right there. Just open it. There's one screw here that we're going to take apart. That's going to be a Phillips. And this whole thing should just pop out. So now you have this. You're going to have this little thing you're going to have to take out. Put that aside. Put these screws aside. Alright. So, I like to unplug the battery first. If you have any tweezers, that is the best way to go, small tweezers. What I'll do is I'll kind of grab it close to the battery connector, but not quite there, and kind of just pull up. So now the battery's disconnected. We can take the battery out. There's a couple different ways to do this. I'm just going to use this. They're not on there very tight or anything. Just a little bit of tape so that comes off. And we're got some more stuff to deal with. So to take this off, you want to be pretty careful with this. It is almost like tabbed in place. So what I do is I pull back from here. However, there are 2 springs. If you can see them, there's one there, and there's another one kind of further back. You definitely don't want those to fly out because you need those. You actually do have more springs in here, which is a good thing, but I try not to lose the stuff. So if you just kind of take some good pressure on there, keep it on there, like your fingers on there firm, so it doesn't pop off anywhere. If you keep everything covered, get the part off, get the springs off. So we'll put that aside too. Now we got some more screwdrivers to take off. Screws, sorry. And we're going to take these out. There are 2 gold ones that are holding in the middle piece, I guess you'd call it. And then you have this last one right here, which is holding in the button ribbon. And then there's one more gold one back here. Alright, so I want to move this ribbon a little out the way, and this piece should just come right out. Here's your motherboard. We're not going to need this anymore. And then we're going to take this L button out. And again, there's another spring in there, so you want to be careful with that. I like to hold my finger over it. You just push up from here, and then just kind of release that tension on it. Usually it stays on there, sometimes it'll come off. Then we got a bunch of screws down here. So I'll just start pretty much taking them out. I actually leave everything, attach these ribbons. I think that's all. When I take out the screws, I will try to leave them kind of in the same pattern that I'm taking them out, and just leave them above. Then you have this little flap for the, I think it's the plus or minus, one of them. That little silicone. You have the actual button under there, we'll get to that. But you want to move this flap over. Move this tab, and then you got your little joystick screws. Alright, so I believe everything's ready for the motherboard to come out. This thing may have a little bit of tape or something under there as well, so kind of a little persistent, it'll wiggle out. And you could, the joystick, something fell. Okay. Oh, that's gone. The joystick doesn't come out immediately, but if you play around with it, it'll come out. So then we have a few more things to take out, and we're just going to swap these right over. So first we'll put this little thing in. That's the minus. There are tabs in there, and they can only really fit one way. We are going to take this one out, this button, put that right back over it, and your probably because it's flipped. There you go. And then you got these that are just gonna go also. I just have tweezers, so it'll be pretty easy there. They also have tabs, and so they'll pretty much only fit in the slot that they are they're made for. This black piece, I think it's like a dust shield or something like that for the Joy-Con. Sorry, for the joystick. So there's two sticky tabs this part's sticky, and there's like a little flap here that is cut open. So just be careful when you're peeling that. Nothing crazy, but you're just gonna put it on this one, and you just want to make sure that you get these two little holes lined up with these. It's nothing life or death if it doesn't make it in, but there's a little bit of play since you have that slit in there. Where is it? There we go. So that's one. That's two. So then I just take this end or something flat. You can just use your finger probably, because that's a sticky end, just to make sure that they're sticking back down. And then it's time to start reassembling. So first let's put in the board. I'm gonna put this down first. Oh, sorry, one thing we forgot. We need to put our covers back over our little buttons. So this has, looks like an equal sign here. If I could get it into focus. I just want to make sure that lines up with these two, so don't want it the wrong way. That goes over that. And then this one goes over here. You want to have a side with the little notch sticking out. That definitely is going to go down. I guess there's notches on both sides. The bigger notch you want down. So then the button is going to go over it. I mean the motherboard, sorry. The joystick again doesn't fit perfectly, so you're going to have to move that in. Maybe a little push to get it in, but it'll go in. So then all that stuff's in. If you're really careful, you can actually just make sure everything's there. Everything is there. Put that up again. And then we're gonna start screwing some stuff in. So let's see if we can remember how all this stuff goes. We had two here. So it's gonna be this one. And this one right here. We're gonna put the joystick in. Then I believe there was one down here. And then the last two go to that spot. Just make sure all your screws are on there pretty good. After these are in, it'll probably be a pretty good point to make sure that all your buttons click. Alright, so then we're going to move to the middle. So this piece right here. Oh, sorry, before we do that, one more thing we gotta do at the bottom. We have to put the L button back. So, spring goes on this little tab right here. And then this side and the opposite side have to go, they have to fit in their little slots. So I think I usually like to put one side in, and it's now it can still spring out because it's only held in by a little slot at the bottom. So this piece actually holds it in. Make sure you get that in. There we go. We're going to put in these screws. So one there. One there. One there. And then one goes here. All right, so this is battery. First, let's put in this thing. This is actually probably one of the harder parts of this. These two springs go here and here over the little notches, and then you have to put this back over, and these two tabs go over these two right here. And my springs are fusing together. So what I try to do normally is put the two in, take my ZL, I guess, find these two notches on it, this one and that one, and then you're going to put them over the springs. Just line them up. Don't know how well you can see that. And when they're in, if they are actually in there, the second one is not. Like I said, this is the harder part. it both in, you want to, so there's that one connected there or attached, and the other one's also attached. You're gonna make sure up against those other two tabs, then you just gotta push down. And then pretty much, see that small one in there and this one there. And then you just make sure they work, which it clicks. And then we are done with this middle section. Besides putting the battery back. So put the battery back, and then this little tab has to go back into its spot. We'll put under here. I'm just going to use tweezers because they make life easier. If you can get your fingers in there after it's been lined up, just push down and you're good. Alright, so then we have, let's see, pretty much top piece to put back on. There are these two blue ones that we gotta swap out. They are, make sure that you get the, actually I don't think it really matters because both sides have SR and SL. So in your fun little kit thing, it's going to be one of these two. And you can swap out the buttons to be clear. I just like the accented black, so I keep it like that. So for this one, some more Phillips. These two right here. Then we're just going to take these out. Maybe some little birds you want to clip off. This is the SR. So we're going to put that there. Sorry, that was SL. Actually, on here they're both sides. So these are the SLs. Put these little things back in. Won't need these anymore. And then all we gotta do is attach that back. So just line that up. And that should pretty much be, for the most part, it. You have everything in, just make sure these buttons click as well. You can make sure everything clicks. Then we're gonna take this one. It takes this little push thing to, this is what gets your Joy-Cons out. And I'm gonna put this over here, and this last screw for the internals at least is right here. Screw that in. Your case, and just screw these last four in. There you go. That's how you do that. So then, now we have the red Joy-Con. They're very similar. They're not the exact same. But same thing, we're going to take out the 4 tri-wings. Just remember there's going to be a cable here again. We're going to undo this screw holding the Joy-Con rail. Gonna need this little button. So then same thing, let's get this battery off. I'm just going to use tweezers again. Then we're going to take the battery out. See, this one's a little bit different than the last one. So we're going to start with this right here. And same thing, we're just going to put a little bit of pressure on it, tilt it, but I like to try and cover everything just so that when it does come off, the springs aren't flying too far away where I can't find it. But again, you have backups. So we're going to take off, let's put these springs somewhere. Take off this one right here. And then we're going to take out these 3. You can get this out of the way if you'd like. Move this out of the way. Take that out. There is this, I think this is your little antenna for something. Definitely want to take that out. It actually loops in here. So we want to make sure that's out of the way. That comes off, and here's your board at the bottom. And that's pretty much the same thing. This one already pretty much came off. And then just follow the screws. Once you get all your screws out, start taking this stuff out. There's a little more stuff on this side, so this is connected at the bottom. We're going to try to wiggle that out again. So you don't want to move this too fast. So I believe there is a connection at the bottom. So the Joy-Con, same thing. You gotta kind of push it through. And this is that antenna thing again. So gotta make sure that comes out as well. Just kind of pry on that from the different sides. It has a little bit of glue on it. And it is actually connected to this right here. And get that out. I had some buttons that fell out. And then these last two. And then it is pretty much the same thing. Just putting it back together. Since all those buttons came out, I'm going to use my green one as reference. So grab all your pieces. And I got to put the buttons in first. So again, there's tabs on these, so you can't really mess it up. There we go. A, B, X, and Y. Same thing with this, just make sure those tabs line up. Get the plus in there. Doesn't seem like that's on there properly. There we go. This thing came off with the joystick, but exact same thing as the last one. Just make sure it covers the two little notches where the holes go in them. if that is flipped the wrong way. And if there's if it's kind of sticking up a little bit, you can always take up one of those sides that and then fix it up. Alright, so we're going to make sure that's in there. This last one, this is your home button. Put that back. Looks like we have all of our buttons in. And we're gonna go ahead and put this stuff back. Again, I got a lot more stuff, so first you're gonna make sure this thing is at the bottom. I believe that is your NFC connector. I'm actually going to do this a little different. I'm going to put this stuff in the back, and we'll start with the NFC connector. Trying to figure out how this goes back in, actually. Oops, things came out. And if you want, you can take out all these little things. I just don't. I'm kind of lazy. But it's up to you. So this will go back here. So get that in a spot. That goes there, and this should just fall right back into its place, but it's not. Unless it goes like this. Which which it does not. That's because I'm trying to put it in sideways. There we go. That goes over here. Let's get this joystick back into its place. All the buttons are there. And let's start screwing in some stuff. I'm going to start off with the joysticks. And these two right here, I believe they were here. And here. Then we got the middle piece. Well, first before the middle piece, we got this thing to put back on. Simple test. Again, make sure, actually I'm going to take this off. We make sure all of our buttons work. Cool. You put this thing back on. You have these three that we took off. So one goes under here. One goes there. Last one goes over here. Oh, made one small mistake. There we go. That was just under one of the legs. So then I just gotta feed this back through in here. Just gonna push this in with the tweezers. Then it comes out right over here. And this goes in there. So then, let's put this piece back in. There's a tab, a little notch that it lines up with. And then you grab that screw. Get that in. We'll put in these springs. just like the other one. This is one of the harder parts. Take those two notches, line them up, put them inside the springs. Line up your two notches up there, and then push. Just want to make sure they're definitely on the outsides, and if they're in correctly, everything will line up. Your springs will be in there in the notches so that they don't move. If they click, then you did it right. Get the battery back in. That's there. And then all that's left is this piece down here. So again, we're just going to take these two screws out. Take out this piece. Just again, make sure you see which side's which, left and right. This is the right side. And it'll only fit in one way. And this is our left side. Then we just line these things back up. Get them screwed in. Place this push button into place. There is a tab on that one. It's at the bottom here. Definitely want to make sure that's correct. Take that last screw, or silver screw. And make sure everything's buttoned up. We only really undid the battery. Little slot that these slide into. And then just put in your last 4 tri-wings. Just some things to be aware of. If you do any of this stuff, you are voiding your warranty. So if you are within your 1-year warranty, or if you have bought some sort of extended warranty, you've pretty much now voided it. For the Joy-Cons, if you were to put your original back on here, you should be good. Don't quote me on that, I've never tried it. But there you go. Pretty cool. And that's pretty much it. You just you have these buttons if you want to put the clear ones on. I again like the accented colors, so I never bother with it. But it's always up to you. You can do whatever you want. It's your console. If there's any other kinds of videos you guys would like to see me do, whether it's like cases or something like that, just let me know. Put it in the description. Put it in the comments, and I try to get to all the comments, so look forward to hearing from you guys. So again, give me critique on the video, and see you guys in the next one.